People stop all the time. In what world? In what world? So it is, I mean, this is ripe for like 3-4 years from now to just have, oh my gosh, so many scandals and people betting, and you can't stop. These kids can't stop, and it's gonna, I mean, like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you, this is going to happen in the near future. But let's be honest, it already is happening because the NBA just gets cracked down with the FBI for prop bets getting fixed. Now there's ties in with the mafia for poker games out in Vegas and everything. And oh my gosh, it's insane. So
Andrew,
it's just like
Andrew,
in the same league.
You can bet underground. Okay, this is what we talked about on our last show.
Yeah.
You could bet underground all day in every city in America. Okay, look, call it what you want to call it. Me personally, there's all kind of organized crime syndicates in America. Okay, there's gambling organized crime syndicates. There's legal organized crime syndicates. I could go right down the line. Okay, there's a bunch of organized crime syndicates. There's lawyers that are robbing the cities and the taxpayers and doing bogus contracts in all of our cities. Okay. There's gangsters, there's people taking bets, there's gangsters dealing drugs, there's drug syndicates. I mean, that's what our country's in the middle of right now. Their big push is to get rid of these drug syndicates that are killing our kids on this fentanyl garbage and other drugs. But look, we need to straighten out this gambling. This is our topic. This is what Andrew and we want it to be a level playing field. We want all of the kids, and this is going to trickle down to high school. I mean, you're 18 years old when you're in high school, your senior year. I was 17, but I was young. My mom was broke and poor. She started me early when I was 4 years old rather than 5, but I was fine at 17. But most of the guys are 18 when they go to high school. So now you can what? You can smoke dope when you're 18. So all right, 20 states have legalized dope. What other dope? They legalized gambling dope in 2018. That 30 states you can legally bet on sports, right? So now you take it down to the NCAA saying it's okay for our athletes to bet on professional sports. Oh, it's going to go into high school now. So how many epidemics do our kids need? I mean, we had these scumbags, these scumbags from Connecticut do this drug, oxycodone, and they paid off some federal drug agent who came and worked for them, and they specifically labeled it non-addictive, right? And they were these doctors all over the country were writing prescriptions to oxycodone, mostly the kids. Do you understand? And young adults. And we had an epidemic death. We have fentanyl, and you just go. We have kids smoking dope. I heard a statistic that 40% of crashes, they just randomly checked out 40% of fatalities. There's a pretty good sampling, like 300 people. 40% of those 300 accidents that resulted in death were smoking dope. So the point that we're trying to make is that just because you can't find the cancer in the gambling, just because you can't find or see the cancer is being portrayed in mental illness, Andrew. We have an epidemic of mental illness, and we have an epidemic of suicide right now. Okay, I remember when they opened up that garbage casino in Lehigh County, there was a kid from a local, I think he was at Lehigh. I believe he was a Lehigh student. The kid went and used his mom's credit card or dad's credit card, lost a couple G's. He drove his car off the parking deck to his death. I mean, what is it that the NCAA, the idiots that they are, and I've been calling for them to be disbanded, and I'm going to continue to call for them being disbanded. But we need the help. We need the help of the coaches. That was great that the Pitt football coach stood up and made that statement. We need more coaches standing up and making those statements. Getting into the firing getting into the firing of Kelly. I'm so happy he got fired. The last show we taped, I said, I cheer for Kelly to get fired every week. You know what I'm saying to you? He's a scumbag. He left the kids in Cincinnati stranded. He goes and he's making, he's probably making a couple $100,000 a year at Cincinnati. So his agent calls up, hey, he's having a great year. His agent, the Notre Dame job comes open, and all of a sudden he gets on a plane. Don't even say bye to the kids at Cincinnati, and he goes and takes a job at Notre Dame, and then he does the same thing to the Notre Dame kids to go down to LSU. But here's the thing: those $1 million contracts started with Jackie Sherrill. He recruited me with a bunch of other Division I schools, LSU, Michigan, Penn, you name them. But Jackie Sherrill had an assistant coach by the name of Joe Moore, great guy. My mom loved him, and I went and signed with Jackie Sherrill. Well, a year later, we win the Sugar Bowl. We beat Herschel Walker. Dan Marino throws we beat number 1 Georgia. We were number 2 in the country that year. If we had playoffs, we would have won. But we would have won the national championship. But anyway, which I'm against too. But anyway, Jackie Sherrill comes back. He signs a $1 million contract with Texas A&M. He leaves Pitt, goes to Texas A&M. First coach in sports history in America to make $1 million was Jackie Sherrill. But boy, it went haywire from there. You understand? You had Saban. Saban was making like $1 million, $2 million a year at Alabama, and all of a sudden, they want to put a big package deal together for him because of the LSU coach. Because the nuts at LSU gave Kelly $10 million. That's where it all exploded.